So we're back. Season 2, episode what? 4? 5?
5.
I'm here. McFly's here. G's here. Good to go. Good to go.
Yeah. Man, guys, I was telling you guys earlier. Honestly, I feel kind of bad because I think Dr. Umar crazy as shit. But I find myself agreeing, but like means you were saying like 70% of what he said. So I'm like, am I crazy? I don't know. I'm a little crazy, I guess. But like, if you didn't see it, he was recently on the Breakfast Club, talking about a lot of things from building a school to Joe Biden policies to interracial relationships. He talked about everything. What were y'all thoughts? Honestly, I think he was pretty. The school thing. Talk about the school. I like the school talk. I like that he brought it up. He's gonna have that school up and running in a couple of weeks, apparently, potentially.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. For the last 5 years.
Listen. He said there's just 3 weeks left of work to be done. If somebody wants to donate their time and he pays for the materials, it will be done. Otherwise, he needs more funding. The funding would be in, the hundreds of thousands of dollars, which the only problem I have is why would Black people or people, come to your aid and miss out on a $300,000 bag? Like, why would you want them? Wouldn't you want to just pay them so they can eat too? But anyways, I digress. Outside of the school talk, I thought was funny. He was pretty on point. I would think. What is your guys' thoughts on the Dr. Umar conversation?
I'm more 60-40 with Umar. Because some of the stuff.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Because I like some of the stuff is just like, all right, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because one thing I like he kept doing, like, because he did jump on Biden, which I agreed with him on that topic.
Facts.
I agree with him on that topic.
Facts.
But he kept circling back to Obama, which hasn't been in office in like 5 years. Now here's the thing.
I think I'm gonna respond to that, but go ahead.
Here's the thing. Now, here's what I don't like that Umar does a lot of. So, anytime there's a Black person in some type of prominent or higher position, right? Because this guys like Umar, Tariq Nasheed, all those guys, they criticize Black folks that are on a higher level a lot, which I don't like. Sometimes they deserve it, but a lot of times you can tell they just don't understand what's going on. Because what Umar does, especially when it comes to the school, he has every excuse in the book of why it ain't open. He talks about all these hurdles that he has to go through to get his school open, that people are holding him back from. And when it comes to those higher level Blacks, he acts like none of those hurdles exist. So when it comes to Black people that have any type of higher position or higher level, he thinks like that they can get everything done just because of their position and not have any hurdles. Meanwhile, he has excuses for stuff why he hasn't done stuff, naming all these hurdles. And I just can't ride with that. Like, it's always an excuse when it comes to his stuff. But when it comes to everybody else, they should be able to do it. Just like he criticized Naomi Osaka for like, oh, he didn't represent Haiti. Well, she's born in Japan. Like, just because her father's Black doesn't mean like she got to do, you know what I mean? Like,
so
take it too far.
I'm torn on that one. In regards to the one thing I think he mentions, he's not the level of celebrity with the access to cash that like the elite Black celebrities are. So in his response to saying, I can agree, like, him saying, listen, we're waiting on some minor repairs, we can be open in a couple of weeks, is at least more transparency than we normally get. It may
It's
be
still-
complete bullshit, but it's transparent. It's transparent.
But here's my thing. He does the exact same thing all the other people that he criticized does. So if you sit there and ask him, what's your plan for the school? Give me a blueprint. Give me a strategy. Give me a report. Give me something. He gets upset and starts yelling at people. You give white people money without asking, blah, blah. We're asking you questions. You know what I mean?
It's a good misdirection. He is right, though. No one asks white folks the same question. That's true. There's the burden of proof is different. That's fair. I'm just saying, at least he was transparent about what he needs. So theoretically, if he gets it,
he always asks for his money. Like he ain't been transparent about the plan for his school or nothing.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
and I'm gonna be honest. Like the way he is collecting the money is already suspect to me. I'm not cash apping you. Like I'm not.
He said Cash App. He had
Cash App, PayPal. Like
PayPal's
show me that
legit.
If it's connected to an organization account, yes. But if it's just his regular PayPal, then not.
Right.
That's fair.
You're supposed to
be more
transparent
stuff on the money collection side of it. That's fair.
Right. Who's your business partners? Like who is invested? Like, you know what I mean? Like you start asking questions like that, he gets defensive, starts sweating and yelling at you because you know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, y'all right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying he at least gave a potential timeline if he can get funding, which
his timeline been like a decade.
But schools take a while to get off the ground.
He set it up. He set it up so it's like win-win for him. It's like, well, if I get $350,000, then I'll do it. You're not about to get like you act like that's easy money to get.
Or if I can get labor that's worth that much for free.
Yeah, can I get free labor or $350,000? Come on, man. That's a little disingenuous. And also, I don't know how much money you got. Like Rick was saying, what's your business plan? Can I talk to your accountant? Because I'm not trusting you right now.
Right. What's the hiring process for your teachers?
Yeah.
Who's running the school? Like,
is this a nonprofit? Is this a for-profit? Right. Is like if it's a for-profit, what's the company name that I can check up and make sure like my money? Where did you do your taxes? Like,
I mean, in reality, they didn't ask us questions. So we don't know what his response would have been.
We know he's been asked those questions.
I'm saying they didn't ask him in this interview.
You know what? You know what his response was?
They know what was going to happen.
His response was donations.
They asked, but they also asked him, where can we donate? Again, Charlamagne set this up. You gotta be just as mad at him as anybody else. Charlamagne set this up.
Listen, Charlamagne ain't. I've seen interviews where Umar's been put on the hot spot. Like, dude, I'm just asking, and like he'll get mad, and they're asking, yo, I'm just asking legitimate questions. Like, you shouldn't get defensive or ask what's your business plan or how you plan on doing this or doing that. Remember, he got mad at Lord Jamar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because
if I ask you what 1 + 1 is, and we all know it's 2, but you get mad at me like you ask me what 1 + 1 is, like you ain't asked the white dude what 1 + 1 is, bro. Just tell me that. Just tell me 1 + 1 is, man.
Just I'm asking.
I hear that.
He got mad at Lord Jamar. Like he called Lord Jamar coon and all that stuff after he got off the interview because Lord Jamar was like, yo, you know what's up with the school? He's like, my man who's black opened a charter school in Brooklyn. He could probably help you out. And what did Umar do? He turned it down. I don't need his help.
Out of all people, Lord Jamar, like, I mean, come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Again, that's the scammer in him a little bit. I'll give you that. That's fair. And then I'll pivot just slightly. The Osaka comments. That's not Osaka. What's her name?
Naomi.
Yeah, she he was a little unfair with her.
Yeah, I mean, Charlamagne was giving him the receipts, and he kept moving the goalposts.
I think more important than this, I think like, how old is she?
But that's my thing. It's like, listen, she does everything. She's half Japanese. That's one. Right. But the thing is, like, she does pretty much everything else black. Yeah. She supports black causes. She speaks up for black people.
I mean, I would just say, I would say she would court. She would court day. I mean, I don't know what else she could do for the black population. She took in this fool. I'm just
Right.
saying, like,
So the whole
there's a
thing is-
lot.
Right. So the whole thing is like, why are you still getting mad at her? But and that's the thing I get upset about, because he aims his targets at black people in higher positions. So she's arguably one of the best, if not the best, tennis player on earth. If you're getting mad at her because she's representing Japan, where she's from, and you can't, like, she can't just disregard her mother.
Yeah, she speaks Japanese on her Twitter more than
Right.
she speaks English.
Right. So it's
Or
like,
just or 50-50, but like,
right. He said, "Oh, you should be representing Haiti." Like, do they even have a tennis team?
I mean, I don't know if that matters. I would say this. The one thing he does say is that it doesn't seem as though Japan's not supporting black folk. He's right about that. They may support her, but like they're not doing other for black folks. And Haiti, you know, we all know the history of Haiti is one of the most fucked over countries in the world, mainly because they were the first to fight back successfully and
Right.
remove their oppressors.
But
So there is some
long run.
no, but that's not that's for the long run, because they were fucked over with embargoes and shit. That's why they put themselves in a bad spot by poor leadership, of course. But there's also powers that play amongst the world players that puts them in this spot. It's not, it's like and again, as I'm saying, when he gets to talk about that shit, he's right. With her representing Haiti, bringing light to certain things, he's right. I look at it like,
Would it
like
really?
No, it would. I know how much would it? I don't know. Would it
Does
change
that-
the plight of the country? I wouldn't say that.
I've never been a big believer in these sports, like especially the actual event bringing attention to certain. It's just like what the NBA was trying to say. Oh, we play in a bubble. We're going to bring attention to all these cars. They ain't bring attention to anything.
I mean,
This
I don't. Honestly,
isn't-
I wouldn't. I actually disagree with that a little bit. A little bit.
this isn't the Jesse Owens Olympics, right? Like that's
Right.
probably, as far as I'll go back, as like an athletic event that really changed the game.
Well, I think it's the times are different, and I think we have more voices out there than maybe before. I feel like people don't no longer look to sports figures to necessarily be that. I mean, shit. Half the time you're getting told to just shut up. I don't want to hear this shit no more. Like the NBA, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's 100% not working with the NBA, because you hear a lot of pundits talking about, I don't want to hear about that shit no more. Like just not want to hear about what's going on. Like a lot of people on the right, even people in the media, in like sports media, who are just like, just play basketball. That's what I watch you for. So I think it is one of those things where it's starting to get to some people enough that it's not completely going away. Is it at the forefront of what they do? No, it will never be at the forefront. The forefront of LeBron, while he is playing basketball, will be playing basketball. No matter what else the fuck he does, it will not matter. Unless he puts a whole Kyrie and just says, I can't play no more, and just stops playing, then sure, it will be a focus then. But as while he's still playing, it's going to be focused on that. So that's fine. But I think there's some truth to what he's saying about Osaka. I do think this, though, that ain't the one. There's other people, plenty of other people who deserve that fire. She's like 22 or some shit, 23.
She's a kid.
She's a kid.
But the whole other thing is like, why are you so focused? Like you wouldn't even agree with how she was made.
He don't.
You don't like interracial relations. So why do you care what she's doing?
He has said that, but he also said when he did say that he doesn't dislike anyone. He's always going to support, African blood wherever it is.
That's what he has to say that.
Right. Because he painted himself in a corner.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
like he just
go
talking.
Tell him go yell at Wyclef. All that stuff Wyclef was doing down there.
Right.
What about
he probably did, honestly. he probably did, honestly.
Like Umar just be talking. Like the more some of the stuff I agree with, but then most of it is when he comes at black folks is when I probably disagree with him the most. When he's talking about when he's actually directing his energy like at a Joe Biden, people that he should be directing his energy towards, since he's Mr. Pro-Black, then most of the time I agree with him. But
yeah, I mean the chick, she's 23. She'll be 24 this year. Like, leave her the fuck alone. The problems with Haiti are not squarely on her shoulders. Like, let her be. That's why I'm like, I think he makes a point, if she uses her platform,
Yeah,
she
it'll
could
be dope,
potentially
but, like,
do something for them. But
the
like,
impact
she's
you
23
think
and
is gonna
she speaks
happen,
out. Yeah,
like, it'll be dope, but the impact you think is gonna happen, it's like we know
It ain't
how the
gonna
media cycle is. You know, the media cycle is gonna
right.
be forgotten in a week's time span.
If that, it's gonna be forgotten in a couple days. And things don't last long now. And it's like you said, like, why are you putting that on her? She played tennis. She
I
played
was
tennis.
more
He'll be the first one to talk about Malcolm X quote, don't look at the black entertainers and athletes for leadership, and then get mad at the black entertainers and athletes for leadership.
but wait, and randomly, G, you said that she speaks a lot of Japanese. That's all for show. She can barely understand it. She can understand it. She can understand it more than she can speak it. So I think the whole her born there, but then she says I was raised in a Haitian household in New York. There's some things he says make sense, but do I think it's enough to nitpick her on? She's 23. She's not Malcolm X. she gets a pass. She's not Malcolm X. Let her be who she's gonna be. That's
right.
fine.
And it's like, if I'm her, you're not going to tell me to totally disregard my mom's side of the family.
No, what I mean? but I think his thing is like a lot of people, and when you are both heritages, there's like this conflict of who do you support. I mean, like we talked about it with Tiger. We used to talk about it with Tiger. I mean, he used to say, like, Tiger never said he was a black guy. He said, I'm of mixed heritage. That's what he always used to say. And some black folks, it rubbed them the wrong way. Like, you think when you walk in someone, they're just like, oh, man, yeah, this is this mixed heritage young person. No, they going to look at you like you black. Like, this is how they feel. But it's interesting, and obviously there's the whole OJ shit. Like, nah, I'm bigger than this. You think you're bigger than this, but
money speaks different. They come from a different. That's just a different. I want to say culture, and I guess that's the word. I guess I can go with that, but it's just a different way of life. They come from money. Like when you black and you come from money, it's different. When you white and you come from money, it's different. Especially if you're mixed.
You mean come from money like you were born into it, or you make it at a young age? Like in what sense?
In Tiger's situation, it's like, when do we learn about golf? When Tiger did it. When Tiger was a kid golfing. What black kids
right,
that grew up like we grew up, that would identify with our culture, are golfing? You could probably name one or two, and the reason why they're golfing is because they had a friend that was probably wealthy and into golfing and brought them along.
Tiger is literally a prodigy. Like, you won't see another Tiger Woods for a very long time. So, the people he was around, the stuff he was doing,
but are we saying that because you come from certain circumstances, or you have uncanny skills, or you have uncanny wealth, that excuses you not gravitating or lifting up your black folks?
I wouldn't say.
I don't believe that. I believe that's not fair.
But my thing is, I understand why it's not, because it's like, how does he really identify? He's never been in it.
But isn't that something that you should want to go search out? Isn't it? And again, at some point, when is it like, oh, I didn't grow up in this, but shouldn't you? You can understand that people that don't have your skill or your talent aren't treated the same way maybe you are. When you walk in now, it's Tiger effing Woods. Cool shit. We walk in, it's like, oh, you a thug, you hit a rob and rape my daughter and shit. So I'm just saying, like, at what point as an adult, yeah, Tiger Woods, the 18-year-old kid, sure. But Tiger Woods, the 40-year-old man who hopefully has a full recovery. What do you do for black folks? I'm just going to help golfers because that's what I know. When I know people who look like me aren't treated the same way. At some point, when do you realize, I need to do different than maybe just what I know? At what point does that become your charge?
I mean, I agree with you. I would love nothing more but for them to realize that and learn that and feel that. But like, I gotta be realistic, that's just not, I'm not going to expect him to do it. I'm going to appreciate if he does it. It might seem like he's pandering if he only does it when he's in trouble, but I got to give him that. I mean, he didn't grow up in it. You don't feel it. It's a lot.
Right. Like, have you ever been to like a courthouse? Mm-hmm. And you go to a courthouse, and like we might, for us, like, we don't really get in trouble or anything like that. We might be there for like traffic tickets or something. But then you see like all the type of people that's there. And you don't be sitting there thinking like, you know what? Like, man, I need to help these people out. You be thinking like, man, I need to get out of here. You ain't thinking about
I mean, yeah, I hear that, but at the same time, we all three of us, in some respect, have reached out to the community trying to help with the jobs and organizations we've been a part of. So that's not 100% true. In some way, are we helping adults? It wasn't really our charge, but we were trying to help like the youth. So
But
like at
even then,
some
though,
point, you do feel that responsibility and that weight of how can I help somebody who looks like me, who I know may not have opportunity that I had, or may not have the money I have, or may not have whatever. I'm
right,
just saying that's
but I lived it though. That's the thing. Like I'm
Right.
specifically helping a situation that I lived, which made it easier for me to understand and relate to the people that I'm trying to help. Like again, we work with kids. When you bring the wrong type of person in there, the kids don't care. They don't care
Right. They
about
do
this dude.
not care.
They don't give him no respect. I don't care. Like it's just an hour away from what they really wanted to do.
Right. Like, and that's people who don't get. So like Tiger Woods, like, I mean, he could throw money at stuff, but Tiger Woods ain't really gonna be able to relate because he was never around it. Like at all. At all. So it's like when you look at guys like that, you know, it's hard for you to say like, okay, they should be doing this, they should be doing that, when they don't really know. You know, like
We'll take the money.
Right, yeah, they'll give them money because that's what most of them do. Most of them like even I would say like even LeBron. When last time you seen LeBron in the hood anywhere?
I think LeBron. I mean, we talk about this. LeBron's been rich longer than he's been poor, 100%. His kids would never know poor or
Right.
what he lived through ever. So his kids already won't have the same charges he may have, which is fine. But I think.
But the basketball is closer to the culture, so I give him the more benefit of the doubt. Like basketball is
he's definitely
more
aligned to what
Shaping
most
the
black
culture.
folks think. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like we look at his kids, like this Tiger Woods would pretty much be closer to how his kids are going to be. They won't know that life at all. Most of their friends will probably be white, besides the ones they hoop with. So, you know, having them have a responsibility, like, you know, LeBron would probably have to instill it in them. But for them to just like, okay, if LeBron doesn't instill that in them and then expect them to go and just be doing things, they're not going to be thinking about it because it's like,
I mean, that you're talking about like generational shit and what you pass down to the generation coming after you.
And I think that matters when it comes to stuff like this. So like Tiger Woods is like, when you surrounded by whites and your dad is so focused on you just playing golf, you know, where do you get that empathy for where he came from? You know,
but like, but so we don't know that his dad didn't do that though. Maybe he just didn't take. I mean, there's no way to know that. I just feel like I'm not letting nobody of color off the hook because it isn't like Black America is doing so well that we can afford to let anybody off the hook. You can't. We can't.
I don't think I wouldn't necessarily say I'm letting him off the hook. I'm more saying I understand if he doesn't. I wish he would, but I understand if he doesn't. And I can't worry about that.
I understand that he doesn't. I get that too. But what I'm saying is, as a community who we support, you gotta be sewing it back, or you don't get the support. That's what I feel should be happening. Should nobody give a damn about Woods if he ain't talking about black folks? Why should you? Get back to your community or get back to people who look like you, because the power of your voice and lens can make someone else's life better.
I don't know.
If you don't get that, then like why should we put you on?
But this is nuanced though, because like I could argue that the fact that he exists helped a lot of black people get into golf. Just the fact that he existed, he's done a lot for people in that area that never would have cared about that area. I don't care about that area, but now I golf, right? And when I golf and I hit a good ball, it's not like I'm saying Kobe, but I'm not saying Tiger when I swing the ball, but it's like it's exposure to something that I never would have been exposed to.
I think that's fuck that. Ain't enough. I want to say that's enough, But to me, it's not like do more. I'm not saying he has done a lot. I can't even tell you the record that he has about it. I'm just saying in general, just being good at something and being black ain't good enough. Cause we've been good at shit for a long fucking time. And what the fuck has it gotten us? We've been good at a lot of shit for a long time. We've been good at football for decades. We own these teams.
We know how these things work though. Like this is like, this is the spark for some little kid that really come from where we come from to make it up there. And then that I would be more apt to say that kid does more because he realizes that we don't have golf courses or anything golf in the hood, right? Like I'm sure Tiger realizes it. I mean, he's definitely not an idiot, but like Rick said, is that his priority? Like he just grew up golfing all day.
I mean, it's like this. It's like the Tiger Woods, not Tiger Woods. It's like the Obama shit. I always said the biggest thing that Obama would ever be would be a black president. He will never have another legacy beyond that because that's going to be what he's known for, the first black president, which is powerful. And that representation means a lot. But again, I ask you, 5 years later, what the fuck did it do for us? We captured the hearts and minds of people 5 years ago, and it was amazing. But what then after that? What legislation? What comes from that? Maybe we see what comes from that in 20 years. But right now, we going to just deal with bullshit? I'm just saying, like, that's where I'm like, I hear that, and it is powerful, but it's hard to, it is hard to judge all the way around. I'm just saying, for somebody like that, I'm looking at them and thinking, all right, you have this incredible impact just by existing. Now, if you have an impact just existing, what if you put some effort in some other shit? What if you actually had a charge to do more than just exist?
But we say it all the time. Everybody ain't leaders. Everybody ain't built like that. Everybody can't be a boss. Everybody can't be that motivational speaker for the thing, right?
But if you care, you can find people who do, and you can give what your platform to them. If you aren't a leader, you can empower one. If you aren't a builder, you can empower one. If you aren't a teacher, you can empower one. That's what I'm talking about. Using what you have to empower somebody else.
You're talking about a perfect world scenario, and
I'm talking about a black folks getting out the gutter scenario.
Yeah, but in the perfect world, Diddy would let us all have a channel.
Right.
You know what? Let's start there. Diddy. What's up? What's up, Diddy? Like, I'm gonna add Diddy. And be like, yo, we up and coming, man. We just raw out here. Give us a shot. And if he don't come up and give us something, fuck Diddy.
But here's the thing. On the flip side, it's like, is that his responsibility? Like,
yes, his responsibility. Did he put me on? Did he? Some real voices out here, some real heavy conversations. Put me on. Put us on. Yes, it's his. Yes, it's his responsibility. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Did he? Okay. Tiger Woods, no. Fine. Did he? You hot because of us. You owe us. Yes. Anybody in rap or anybody in hip hop, you owe me. Because for every white boy in the summer listening to this shit, I said it was hot. You owe me. You in hip hop, you owe me. I want to hear this shit. Jay-Z, you owe me. Master P, them shitty ass sneakers and jerseys, you owe me. I bought them shit. You owe me. Y'all all owe me. That's all I got to say about that. Yes. And hip hop is different. And hip hop is the one because you don't make it without us being saying you nice. Period. So yeah, that's how I feel. They owe me. LeBron dribble the basketball, that's fine. I can't dribble the basketball like LeBron. That's fair. But Diddy, nah, you owe me. Put me on Revolt TV. That's my charge.
Well, if it was going to happen, it ain't going to happen now.
No. Diddy, it was a joke. Don't do that. Come on, put us on.
Look, Umar is a great person 70% of the time.
70%.
Yeah. I was actually more upset with Envy. I hate Envy, man. I hate Envy interviews in general.
I get where Envy's coming from because he's raised by a cop. So
I do hate Envy's interviews too. I agree.
Yeah, because the thing is like Envy, because we all know Envy's always on the side of the coonery. You know, because he was like, Envy was all for stop and frisk. It's like, dude, they always stop and frisking us, man. Like, what's wrong with you?
I don't want him to have a platform.
Right, like he couldn't because it could have been there's black folks that were on like Envy's side, you know, of that situation, but they're a little bit more respected than he is, because we all know, it's like, well, when you see it happen, we all know what side Envy gonna be on. So it's just like
Envy is. I'm torn on Envy, but he is the reason that I think we need to exist. He is the reason that I feel we need to, like, us, Sit Your Podcast Down, and others. I think it's the reason we need to exist.
My problem is he can't take his own personal life out of a situation and look at it objectively.
Right.
For the life of him.
Nope.
Everything has to be a
like his kid had to go study real estate at an HBCU. I was just like,
right. It's
okay.
like, dude, like,
because you can't just find that shit out on your own. Okay, all right, you're right.
Like
you did.
Like you did. Exactly. Yeah. But and I felt that was just like a stupid ass plug against HBCU, so they don't have one specific course that only your daughter wants. Okay, all right, cool, fine.
Right. They should make a whole department for your daughter.
Fucking DJ Envy.
Yeah. I mean, Envy need to put up the 350,000, I guess.
Right. To me, that's where I would hope to see. Just you give him the money. If you agree with what he's saying and you think he's right, then give him the bread. Oh, you don't want to give him the bread. Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. I guess we can. I'm gonna let my man rest. I'll tell you right now, we need more Dr. Umars. As awful as that sounds, we do. You know, here's the thing. I'll give you this. Scammer Supreme, probably. Batshit crazy ideas, 30% of them, sure. There are not many folk that are pro-black enough of the time for me. We need more of that. And if you go and get some crazies, we need more of that.
See, here's my thing. I don't buy that from him that much, though, because he attacks black folks all day long.
If he attacks them in a sense, I mean, even with Naomi, he said he loved her. He just said if she did this, the power would have. That was really his thought. He wasn't saying he didn't dislike her. He didn't criticize her. He was just like, yo, I think she could have did this because her dad taught her. He from Haiti. Why not represent Haiti? That's a fair thing to say. He don't know her life, so he maybe overstepped on that. But he did not disrespect her and say, yo, she ain't doing shit. She was just like, yo, she could have done this, and the impact could have been massive. I think he overestimated that shit. But
yeah, and he could have built the school 3 years ago.
Right. Him, Tariq Nasheed, them dudes, like, I don't mess with them. Because like they make a lot of their attention and all that stuff attacking black people and getting black people to attack other black people. Like if they focus that much attention on the system that they complain about the most. Like, cause how often do you actually, like, the Biden thing went viral because how often do you hear him talking about somebody, a white politician? Like, he ain't, like, he'll go at Obama, but he'll never go at the people who denied everything he tried to do.
I mean, the Biden thing was good. I applaud.
But what I'm saying is
that was good.
Don't sit there and play dumb like you don't understand the checks and balances of people in this position. You can't sit there and say systematic racism for everything except for these black people that are up here. Like that, I don't like that. And that's what he does, like, constantly. Attacking black folks and getting other black folks. Because every time he go, you know, he'll sit there and call somebody a coon or something like that. And everybody's like, yeah, he is a coon. After that, like,
I mean, I'll take that for the occasional Biden barb. I really will. Because black folks going at black folks ain't nothing new. They ain't nothing new. Yeah, I'll take that part of it. Again, because like what he said about, and again, we didn't even talk about it, but the barb, what he said about Biden, about how he came in immediately and trying to build that protected transgenders, which again, cool with, protect them, fine. Another bill came along to protect Asians and Pacific Islanders, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in particular from the increased hate crime they've been seeing because of COVID, right? That's fine. But I think when he mentions those two things about how there's specific pieces of legislation that come for specific minority groups, why does it happen for black folks? I think we know why it hasn't happened for black folks, but when he says that, that alone, that power in that statement is worth to me the other whatever shit that he says, because to me that's what I saw. As you mentioned, that's what went viral. And the Osaka is going to go viral too, to a lesser degree. But what went viral was the Biden thing. So from that interview, it's heat on people thinking like, "Yo, Biden hasn't done nothing for us." And he brought up Obama to prove the point of black folks thought that would happen with him, and it did. So that's why I didn't mind him bringing
He's
him
been
up.
attacking Obama for years.
But
the whole thing is, it's like you can't sit there and just deny the system when it's convenient because you want to attack a black person. So like it went viral. We talk about Biden because he rarely talks about white politicians.
I think
but even then though, like even then though, so like I don't know if y'all have looked at any of the executive orders that Biden passed. I mean, if you look through the list, you could argue a lot of these benefit black people, maybe not directly. If that would, I mean, I understand that's his argument. He didn't like specifically do something directly for black people, but like if you look at all these executive orders, like, but I don't know why people are acting like this isn't nothing new. Like black people have always benefited from the legislation of others. Nobody's ever really targeted us directly. Like we've been trickle down helped from like other people that are minorities, and they use the word minorities, and we fall into that category. But like if you look at the list, I mean, you could argue that there are things here that benefit us too. So which is why this is why I say he's like 730, because he comes prepared with information that the people he's talking to don't have any knowledge to rebut. So it seems like everything he's saying is fact, and it's like, yeah, if you actually put him with somebody that's knowledgeable, you'll have a different conversation. I'm not saying he would lose or he would be dumb, but he'd have to back up his claims a little heavier than just screaming for 20 minutes and then Charlemagne randomly asks a question, then he screams for another 20 minutes.
Right, and I've seen him in that position where he's had to back it up, and he gets angry and starts yelling and starts deflecting, and that's why I don't mess with Umar. Because I know somebody that's trash and ain't what they say, and he wanted them. Yeah. You can't be sitting there praising Malcolm X all day when Malcolm X didn't sit there and spend most of his time attacking black folks like he does.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now, and he has one that says advancing racial equality and support for underserved communities through the federal government. Right, so that's like in this list of things that he signed on the 20th. Right, and now if I keep scrolling on the list, there's another one. So I'm looking at these things that you can technically say help us. They don't necessarily say black people, but obviously we know what those words mean. Now he could argue all day, and I can get behind the implementation of these and the enforcement of these. Sure, I can argue that whether they're going to do it appropriately or not. But that's not like he's getting on here with clickbait information. Again, talking to people who don't have enough information to check him to make him elaborate.
Right. And he knows his audience ain't going to look. Yep. So most of the people, like the black Twitter and all the people, they don't research anything.
Yeah. And that's the first, when he said it, that's the first thing I did was look. I'm like, really?
Yeah. So like, even when he was like, because I'm pretty sure that he didn't watch the interview Obama had with Breakfast Club. Because Charlemagne asked him straight up, why haven't you done this with black folks? And he said, when he gave his reasons, he was, first of all, you looking at how much stuff was getting denied. Like, because the thing is why he can come at Biden more than he should have came with Obama's, because Biden's going to have less resistance. But then also he said people are attacking him when a lot of the issues that they're complaining about are state issues and not federal issues.
Yeah. So
you can't be expecting, like, it's like if you have a problem in your school, you can't sit there and go and expect the superintendent to fix it all the time. You know what I mean? You need to go talk to your principal. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people don't understand that because they're not going to go look. It's easier to just go blame. It's easier to go blame the top name when that's not really a responsibility. Even here in Buffalo, I seen dudes. I don't know if you saw G. Health Science was complaining about, obviously you can't use the locker room because of COVID, and I guess it rained or snowed last week, and the kids that were playing football, like their stuff got snowed on and rained on stuff because they didn't have nowhere to put it. And they blame Byron Brown for that. So it's like, how is that, like, that's the mayor. Like, how is that his fault? You know what I mean? But you see, like, it's easy to do that. And then once you say that, a bunch of other people go and attack the Black Mirror. Like, yeah, it's his fault. He should have this stuff out there instead of you actually being prepared for the weather.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. This is life.
This is a democracy.
I don't. You know, it's not. It's not a democracy. First of all, this is not a democracy. This is a republic. And number one, the power is amongst people at the top. It's not a democracy. You don't vote on everything. You don't vote on everything. You vote on people who vote on everything for you. Not a democracy. This is not a true democracy. It's bullshit.
I mean,
it's the elite that run this country.
But you know what I'm saying, that there's a system. There's a system.
A broken system. That's in place. A broken piece of shit system.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what we're arguing, that's what we're arguing. But that's not where we were 5 seconds ago.
That's fine.
Nah, I don't know, man. I just, we could get off of him, but I'm just,
yeah.
I think there's 30% of it that's like.
I guess I'm sticking with you, G. 70%. 70% is good. It's the 30% that's not good. I'm cool with more Umars.
I'm cool with him. It's funny to me.
I mean, I think he provides a valuable service. I applaud him for it.
Any woke person I'm down with. I just bought a kufi. I got a dashiki on the way. I'm down. Third eye. Open.
I used to be all about the Pan-African movement. I used to have all that stuff.
Down.
Oh man. I mean, I guess we can get to these battles. If I can find the right.
Where all our predictions were wrong.
I don't even like that's
who knew nobody wanted to be there.
I feel it hurts me because I think my pick is gone already. Which I was just like, God damn it, Jerry West. I had a feeling. I was like, don't hang your hat on Jerry West. I said, don't do it. And I did it, and I feel dumb now.
You know what though? You wasn't. I found out like I forgot what blogger it was or battle rapper, but you wasn't like the only one that had Jerry West. Like I forgot who it was said like, man, I'm glad I didn't fill out a bracket because I had Jerry West going to the finals.
Yo, I really thought he was gonna have some bars, and then just.
I didn't know that they had. If you fill out a correct bracket, you get $10,000. I didn't know that.
They trying to capitalize on this.
We would have been out, but
we have no shot. No shot. No update is set for us to be over. So I mean, of the winners, I guess give me quick takes. So what surprised you? I told y'all Twerk trash. I'm telling y'all, I'm not surprised Twerk lost. Fucking trash.
Listen. Twerk. The thing is, if you heard his round, you could tell that it would have won if he had just simply not messed up.
Right. Like Twerk and KCJ is if you get Twerk finishes all 3 rounds, he beats KCJ because it wasn't like KCJ was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Twerk just choked literally every round. Every round. And it's just choked. Like
he had no energy. He was like he was done. He was done after the first mess up, and then he just honestly, I'm surprised he stayed. I think he just did it. I don't know for his pride. I mean, I don't know.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't walk off. Like he was done. Like it wasn't like she was good. She wasn't good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Twerk said, "Man, I'm done with battle rap." After that, I'm not gonna lie. The way his attitude towards that was,
he's the king of choking, the all-time greatest leader of choking.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. But yeah.
Our picks are awful. We completely missed a mark on this. How do y'all feel about what are the upcoming battles? It's 4 left, right? 4 battles up next this coming Saturday.
So I don't know the bracket. I didn't see the bracket, so I don't know who's battling who. I know Cortez won, Swamp won, Geechee. I'm still alive as far as that because Geechee was my pick to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I might have to go with Geechee too. I think if I have to repick, I have to go.
Jack Boy main beat T-Top. The most controversial one was Jones versus Rum Nitty. We thought Jones was going to get smoked, and a lot of people were saying Jones got robbed.
Hey, I did not think Jones was going to get smoked, if you remember.
He did. He
did say that.
Trolling ass. He did say that. Oh, he did say that.
Drugs beat Yossi G. I heard Swave and Prep. They said Prep won, but I heard that was controversial as well. The only ones I saw Jack Boy Main and T-Top. I thought Jack Boy Main won.
Yeah.
But the other ones I gotta catch. I haven't seen
Yeah.
them. But,
I heard that so this is something I know we're waiting to watch them, but I heard a lot of people are not feeling the judges. Like
Yeah.
so do you remember who the judges? So I know Freeway was a judge. Who were the other two?
Freeway's the only one I really know. The other ones are
Yeah.
like, I know one guy's from Rochester,
Yeah.
one dude's from Minnesota, and some dude's somewhere else. And I wasn't feeling them either. I saw the one battle and it was like, yo, why are you giving me a 5-minute explanation of why you picked this person? I don't care. Just tell me who
Right.
won and what rounds. Like, you can give me a small reason why you won. You ain't got to give me a round by round breakdown like your blog, dude. Like, it was terrible. It sucked.
Yeah.
And then I think the other issue is they allow fan votes. And
Did they still allow fan votes?
That's what I heard. That's what
yeah.
Ugh,
a lot of the interviewers were talking to the battlers about it. So,
Like, this is how you know fans are stupid. Because when the twerk battle came and they showed the fan vote,
oh yeah.
twerk had
They gave him like 14%.
yeah, like 14, 15% of the votes. It's like
It's like, what?
how? You didn't finish one round.
Not a single round.
Ugh. Well, I want to. I think I want to go back and rewatch some of them. I want to go back and watch the Jones one because that one I feel like
Yeah,
that
sure,
one's the most surprising.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some links out there. I did see a couple highlights from it, like on Twitter. But and from what I did see, I like what Jones was doing more than what I saw from Romney. So I actually believe that he might have got robbed. If that was like how all the rounds were going, Jones probably won.
It's
actually,
tough.
Jones was saying that I don't know which clips you saw, but Jones was saying that he believes he 30'd them, but the first round is the only round that he would say that they think he lost. Every other round, everybody, even the judges, agreed, which is why maybe that's where the controversy is coming from. The judges would say, "I loved your round. This is fire. This is crazy, but you did this." And the thing that they would complain about apparently was something that's like, you can't dock me for that.
Right.
It was more like the crowd didn't go crazy over this though. So
it's like,
yeah,
how is that his fault? Like, maybe it went over their heads. You're like, you caught it, so that's what should matter.
I mean, yeah. Let's see. So I think I have the list of what's coming up. Here are the other battles. They got them up on they got them on Twitter. Rum Nitty and Drugs, Geechee and Swamp, Casey J versus Prep, and then Cortez versus Jack Boy Man. That's who we got.
Same judges.
Are we trying this again? Yeah, I think it's the same judges.
I think it's the same judges. Yeah.
Same judges. I'm going Rum Nitty to the finals because apparently they his best friend.
I mean, she may be a good pick. Actually, that may be a good pick.
I think Rum Nitty should win. Still going with Geechee.
I mean, so we're saying we think it's gonna be as long as they don't meet earlier. We're saying it's gonna be Geechee and Rum Nitty in the finals.
I don't know the brackets, but
yeah.
I mean, that's the bracket. It's them here. At least that's how they have it set up right now. I don't know if they're gonna change something, but I'll send it to you. But this is apparently what it's looking like. Where you at? Well, wants to send. So that's apparently the bracket as it's looking right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know what side people.
Oh, like how they gonna put them on?
Yeah. So I got Cortez, Prep, Geechee, Rum Nitty.
Yeah, I think you know what. I think Casey gonna pull it out.
See, now you're trying to troll. Like,
yeah.
See, my troll was calculated. Okay.
Nah,
you just trying to troll the troll.
No, not trolling. I think she got a chance. I think she gonna take Prep out.
You ain't here. You ain't watched the battle.
I saw enough.
Yeah, she wasn't.
It wasn't good, but I think she's up though. I have faith in her. I do. Don't make that face, Reek. I have faith.
She wasn't good. Like
I know she wasn't good. That's fine. We're gonna get right. It's for 100K too. That's what I was surprised about. But the prize money, you would think they would just, I don't know, you'd have some better showings. That was disappointing. For the level of money you about to get. And I didn't even realize, I guess Drake put the money up. That's the thing.
Yeah, Drake put up the money.
I didn't even know that part of it. So I'm just like, bro, like, why y'all out here selling? Like, what's up with that? Like, why y'all out here like not putting your best effort forth? I just, you ain't prepared for bars, Twerk? Come on, man. What's going on? Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. You know what we need? We need some Cassidy button here. That's what we need.
Well, the battle did drop on YouTube. It did like 1 million in a day.
Oh yeah, it did. It sure did. I saw that pop up. I was just like, bruh. Watching it again, he really owed this man. After I watched it again and realized how weak that man Bars was, I was like, oh my God, this is awful. Did somebody listen to your bars before you put them out? What the fuck? Shit was
They were
bad.
really nursery rhyme-ish.
Oh my God, they were so bad. I still don't let it dream, Cass.
Yeah, it's like, dude, man, like, just like that's why Cassidy just post interviews. He's like, man, you shouldn't talk about my bars. Oh, who plays Dreamcast?
No, bars dumb old. Like, come on, son. All right. Well, we'll get more into the. Hopefully, we'll have some more input on this. I want to see these battles again. Have a little more for that, but I guess we can move to our final topic. Is it our final topic? I don't know. Let's see how I'm feeling. What did we say? All right. Oh, I have one thing for y'all. It was interesting. Did y'all see what the esteemed, was it Dr. J? What he said about LeBron?
What do you say?
Pretty much that he started the whole super team era, so he ain't respected. That's essentially what he said.
Well, I mean,
I don't always want to like make fun of LeBron, but like he just came at his neck for no reason.
Because
like,
I think,
damn, son.
I think people are starting to see like they're getting tired of the imbalance in the league, and you're just seeing teams just like literally just you're seeing the top players just join forces like the Avengers, and it's just like, okay,
like the Avengers.
It's like Avengers Civil War is going to be the finals, and all these other teams, you know what I mean, just fall by the wayside because it's like you don't have enough firepower to compete. So it's like, and not saying like, you know, historically teams have always, there have been stacked teams in every era, but how they came together were a little bit different than I'm forcing my way out and I'm going here to play with my friends.
Lower the salary.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, G's she was just, well, he's just using his power, so what does it matter?
Lower the salary cap then.
No, I agree with all that. Like, you know, it's like people. My thing is like people can't say he didn't start a lot of this because they always skip LeBron and go to KD, and it's like can't, because first of all, Golden State, like, yeah, he joined a team, but that team just lost, and that team, when you look at them, like, especially on paper, like, ain't that great. Yeah, you got 2 Hall of Famers. You know, people say Draymond's a Hall of Famer, but I wouldn't say that. You know, but when you look at it, like, I don't think it's the same. It's like, okay, me, Chris Bosh, Wade, in our primes, we're all going to go join forces so we can get a championship. Like, it's a little bit different from how he did it.
I think at what point, so will it ever be a time when an old head could say something and not be looked at as just, oh, he hating? I'm at that point where I'm like, I don't think all these dudes are hating. I think in a lot of cases too, they're primed for this, and they're asked their opinion. They just give their opinion, and it may be that they didn't know they could, or they didn't have the ability to do what LeBron did. That may be fair too. I do think it's interesting that a lot of the old heads all feel the same way about LeBron. Think he's a great player, one of the best, but most guys don't put him top 3, top 4. Most guys have him a little bit lower, or they say it's hard to judge errors, and they kind of, abstain from even giving an answer. And when they're pressed, they kind of all say the same thing. Like, you name me. And again, part of this is like LeBron's longevity. Because who would have thought at 37 he'd still be who he is? That's fair. 100% fair, right? That's not his fault. But name me a player who on 3 separate teams had Hall of Fame teammates in the mix for a championship this entire time they were there. If you start going in that direction of like a Hall of Fame guy who in his prime played on multiple championship caliber teams with multiple Hall of Famers, that list is real short to the tune of like one guy. There's no one else that's really done that. And again, it could be, as G says, he's a brilliant tactician and he moved well and he's a player empowerment movement and shit. That's fine. But can you give me a player in history? First off, no one who was considered the greatest of all time did that on 3 teams. No one considered the greatest of all time has ever done that, or in that conversation. So like top 10 of all time, no one in that list has ever done it. Could you name me a great player who went to 3 separate teams that were essentially stacked and primed to win every time?
It's just an unfair comparison, man. It's just the everything's different, man. Things are different.
I just said that it never happened. I'm agreeing with you. Times are different. He has more mobility.
No, I mean,
he's signing short-term deals.
But
He's got
even
more.
If it never happened, it's like, okay, and
So then if somebody has to. So my point is, if it never happened, people are fair to levy criticism as they see fit based on the fact that he has a unique situation, somewhat developed because he was able to move in ways that other guys couldn't. If other guys didn't have the ability, smarts, or capability to do what he's done, don't you have to look at it differently? That seems to be logical to me. I'm not knocking him. He may still be the GOAT, right? That's the subjective conversation. I'm just saying, if it never happened, isn't he in like a kind of unique scenario and he's judged uniquely because of it? That's all.
I mean, I think when they really look at him, because like G said, it is a different era. But the old heads are looking at it like we stay loyal with our guys, and we fought. Like I think their issue is more so they didn't jump ship. So it's like, okay,
you could argue
that, but then you look at them, it's like, okay, Mike never jumped ship. I'm going to stay, and I'm going to fight through, and that made his story bigger because like everybody knew how trash the Bulls were in the 80s, and then when they started coming up, once he got to the mountaintop, he never went down. But then you see, look at the Pistons. It's like Isaiah Thomas ain't got a bunch of Hall of Famers with him. He played with great role players, and he won. He had to beat Magic and Larry, who had stacked teams. So it's like when they look at it from that perspective, it's like, okay, you are technically better than us. Some of them are saying that because I think, they can look at it like, competitive-wise, they might say that, but they looking like, he's 6'8", 260, jumps out the gym, has all this athletic ability, can pass and all this other stuff, and we did it with less. Why can't you? So, I think that is what kind of rubs the older players the wrong way. And then also, when they analyze his game, because you hear our older players say how they regard him. Like you heard Rodman say it. They asked Michael Jordan how he guarded him. They all say like, well, he don't really have no moves. Like Dennis Rodman said, he has no moves. He'd be easy to guard. He's just going to straight line.
Dennis Rodman said verbatim, he just big. We ain't worried about that.
But the defensive rules are different now. So I don't think Dennis Rodman, I'm not saying he couldn't do it because I believe he's an elite player when it comes to that aspect of defense. He could figure it out. But I ain't gonna act like he gonna have the same success he had back when he's playing with the Bulls.
No,
I think
era.
defense is different.
I think Rodman basically saying all you gotta do is stay in front of him because he has no moves. And prime Rodman will be quick enough to stay in front of LeBron. He might not be strong enough to contain him.
All you gotta do is stay in front of Kyrie. He can carry 17 times and get to the hole. What does it matter?
If Iggy can get Finals MVP for playing okay defense on LeBron, I go on record right now to say that prime Rodman is going to give that nigga problems. Period. Point blank. If Iggy got Finals MVP by just slowing him down, then I believe everything Rodman is saying. I'm going to give that man problems. If the Bulls played them, it's going to be just destruction. Of epic proportions.
Listen, I don't. Any LeBron we can speculate, right? But LeBron, half court. Yes, LeBron's getting stopped by most people, honestly. But you get LeBron in the open court where where LeBron is essentially LeBron's fame.
But can you win a playoff series in open court? Has anyone won a playoff series being open court, full court team all the time? Answer is no. So that's going to be a problem.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not going to – the Warriors definitely were like a unique team, but they scored a lot of like – people just can't – because it's like you can't guard in a fast break. You can't – every matchup is a nightmare in a fast break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like when you look at – it's like – I'll say it this way. Like with LeBron, I think he's had – teams that were talented enough to beat the team that he lost to. Some series, he was overmatched, and I get that. I understand that.
First time against the Spurs, they just had no chance. No chance.
Right. He's had some teams that they were just like overmatched, but I don't like the idea that like they basically say every time he lost, he was overmatched, which isn't true.
The second Spurs time, he probably shouldn't have lost. They had a better team. A better team with younger players.
The only one they say like, "Oh, he shouldn't have lost" was Dallas, and it's like, matter of fact, LeBron fans have gone as far as to say he's never had a super team.
I don't want to go on that. I'm not trashing LeBron fans again. They're retarded. They don't know basketball. We're not going to go that.
Right, but that's where a lot of the criticism comes in. So you get older players like Rodman and Mike and all this other stuff. They're looking at his game. They're looking at what he's had compared to what they had. Because you look at that Bulls team, especially like when you watch it back now, you're looking like, Mike is out there with Dennis Rodman, Winnington, Judd Bushler, Kerr. Like, this is what's out there with him right now. And it's like he's still winning. And it's like look at LeBron, it's like
he's playing against people that are also of equal bum status.
I wouldn't say like when Carmelo Stockton Hornacek is out there against that lineup, you're not playing against equal bump status. When you got game 6 against Utah, when you got to literally score over half of your team points because your second best player can't even run because he has a bad back, and they looking at LeBron, it's like, okay, you got how many weapons, and you still can't win, or you get swept, or you just not competitive, or you got an excuse. Like it's like if you're gonna go down, at least go down swinging. I think the other problem is LeBron doesn't show as much heart as they do, and I think that's fair to say. When it comes down to it, that dog and like Allen Iverson got to one finals and he lost, but nobody criticized Allen Iverson's performance because they know he left it all out there. LeBron, you don't really get that feeling like he left it all out.
I'll say the one finals he played where he lost everybody, he was going at it. I'll give him that one.
Yeah,
that was a time when I felt like, yeah, man, he was.
But he only did
it's hard to judge because we're talking about Allen Iverson, who is exponentially more skilled than LeBron. So like when you see Allen Iverson grinding, like you could tell he's doing everything. Like LeBron, like we said, he don't got no moves. LeBron don't really do nothing really.
No, I'm just talking about but I'm saying like when I mean,
but like LeBron don't do. He just runs and jumps.
But so he could be giving it his all. That's kind of all he do.
He running faster and dunking stronger.
Here's the thing. Like when you hear LeBron, like when I mean by leaving it all out there, like you can tell a player like Allen Iverson, that Laker team didn't lose a game all playoffs. They swept everybody.
They got 1 L. He was like,
And
I'm
they
here
got
to
1
play.
L
He said,
because
I'm here to play.
Right. LeBron is just like, okay, like game 7 against Golden State. When you read the stories about it, Ty Lue had to get on him at halftime because he feel like he wasn't giving it enough to win.
It's just a technique coaches use to get the
No,
everybody
because
else
he
involved.
wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't. Even if you look at that game, the third quarter, when they were down, who brought him back? It wasn't LeBron. Kyrie. And J.R. Smith, because they the one that got the dog in him. He got mad at Ty Lue because Ty Lue said,
Like
"You're
I
the
said,
best player in the world, right? You got to act like it."
there's too many, to me, G, and I get what you're saying. I get you playing devil's advocate. There's too many stories. I can't say it for nothing, but people who were supposedly in the know, there's too many stories of it feeling like, or people who have played this game at a high level, there's too many stories and opinions that dog ain't quite the same in him as it is in a Kobe, a Jordan, even like you talk about like an AI. It's just different with him. And that maybe because he's so great, and it just maybe he looked different doing it. But the greats, there's like this grit they talk about. Even like people like Bird and Magic. And as much as people don't like Isaiah Thomas, there's guys who are talked about like, man, I may hate that dude guts, but I know he just something about him. He ready to win every game.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Don't talk about that when it comes to Bron. I don't know why. They don't.
I hear what you're saying. I don't necessarily disagree with you, and I'm not saying it's just to defend LeBron, but I'm saying there could be a scenario where, in his mind, him putting it all on the court doesn't always. It happens before, during, and after the game, right? So like LeBron puts a lot into his preparation. He puts a lot into a lot of other stuff that most people they just kind of show up and play.
Yeah.
They're great at showing up and playing, and you want them to just show up and play sometimes. But I think it's disingenuous to just assume, that whatever he's given is him not giving it all.
No, I agree. And that's what I'm saying. I can't speak to his effort. I think that's something that's not fair. But we can. But guys that play, in particular, Hall of Fame championship players, all kind of say a similar thing about him. And at some point, your eyes are telling you something that you are experiencing based on, like, I mean, you think about like people who play ball at that level, they all to an extent are like geniuses at what they do, right? There's a level of expertise that no one here talking can understand until you see it, until you live it, until you breathe it. How can you know it to the level that these guys know it at, right? When they all have a similar opinion, I tend to defer to that opinion that maybe there's some truth to what they're seeing. Now, it could be that what you're saying, it's before and after the game, right? Maybe he is a crazy student of the game before the game starts and after the game is over.
Yeah,
maybe it is. I don't know.
LeBron's like one of the greatest of all time. Like, you know what I mean? I don't go as far as some of the other old heads, like he's not in the top 10 and all that. Like, I don't do none of that stuff.
I mean, he could be top 11, I'm just saying, or top 12.
But the whole thing is, like, certain things that they look at, certain intangibles that he doesn't show that match his gifts. And that's the thing I think that they take notice at, and that's why they drop him so far. So we've seen, there's been games where you see LeBron giving his best effort. So like the one game when J.R. Smith messed up, LeBron was going all out that game. He didn't go all out the rest of the series.
He was hurt because he knew that game should have been. He was hurt.
Right, but he went all out. Or like the first time they played Golden State when they didn't have KD,
he went all out.
And Kyrie got hurt and all that. He was going all out those first few games.
He gave it everything. I'll give him that.
He gave it everything those first few games, and then you see in the last couple games he didn't. Once they tied it up, it was like, okay, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go down swinging like I should. And that's the thing that bothers certain old players.
Again, I'm not holding that against him just because I don't know his state of his body. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know like what's going on with him.
He said himself he doesn't get hurt.
Well, okay,
I
he
mean, you
can
know
say
he on
that.
roids, so he don't
Yeah,
get
he can
hurt.
say that all he want, but that
He doesn't get hurt.
don't
He
change
doesn't get
reality.
no, matter of fact, he didn't say he didn't get hurt. He doesn't get tired.
I
He
will,
said that himself. He
he
doesn't get
has said
tired.
this in get tired. He
The
has said
only
that shit.
see, I was waiting for y'all to bring it to like this. My criticism. This is why I agree with y'all, and now obviously I'm playing devil's advocate, but like I'm not gonna respect LeBron because he doesn't guard the best player when it counts.
Oh, yeah, that's
And,
fair.
and those are all points that I make to LeBron fans all the time.
Yeah,
I was literally at the KD game where he ran away from him. Literally ran away from him. And people like, no, he didn't do that. Yes, he did. Go watch it. It's on film.
and that's my criteria, honestly. And again, like I said, y'all, I play devil's advocate just to do it, but like realistically, I don't like that about Bron. I know Jordan did it, Kobe did it, Iverson did it. LeBron doesn't guard the best player when it counts. LeBron ran from Jimmy. He put AD on Jimmy.
Right. It's like, dude, like, come on, man. Like with the whole KD was the worst one because he literally ran away. Like they weren't even switching. You know how like you said a screen they switch. Yeah. Steph was just running through. He's like, you know what? I'll pick up Steph. Kevin Love, you guard KD. JR, you guard KD.
Every time I saw Love on him, I was like, Love was thinking, I hate you, LeBron. Every single time you see Love physically starting to quit. It's like, what do you want? He's taller than me, faster than me, can shoot from anywhere. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Now,
LeBron, what do you want me to do with this man?
But wait though. It is a smart game plan to have LeBron not do that. But like, I don't care. It's a smart game plan as far as like LeBron energy wise.
You know what?
He's going to be doing the bulk of the scoring.
It's a smart game plan, but here's my only beef with it. And I don't want to jump on a bash LeBron whole shit too much, but the problem with it is it follows the same narrative of control the narrative. If you can't be the GOAT, if this man out here cooking your ass for 4 or 5 games, because let's be honest, KD will cook this shit out of him for 4 or 5 games. And we know that. And LeBron knows that. What did RJ just say a little while ago? I had LeBron on my team and I didn't want to see KD because they know who that man is. So how can you keep being the GOAT if somebody who's your peer cooking your ass?
I'm not going to say KD can't check Bron, but Bron would give KD similar buckets.
No, he would not.
He would.
No, he would not.
KD plays that fake defense. KD plays that I'm gonna let you
That's
beat me
fair,
and I'm taller than you.
But LeBron offense is one thing, and if you have a good upside, the weak side defender, you good.
Listen,
the rest will make sure of it.
I was at the game.
And he gonna be 70% for the line.
Listen, right? Like I was at the game when LeBron, well, you know, when KD went off on LeBron in Cleveland, right? Here's the issue with LeBron. Even the people in the stands, this is how I know he wouldn't kill KD. Golden State was literally switching everything. They would switch and put Steph, like when they would set a screen, they was hunting Steph to get LeBron a mismatch. Steph would be on him. The crowd is yelling, "Take him, Bron! This is what you want." Literally yelling this. This is what you want. LeBron starts backing him down in the post. All he wants to do is just double team so he can pass it to somebody. That's all it is. And when Golden State was like, "No, we're not going to double. Steph, you could just guard him 1-on-1 because he has no moves." He has no moves.
He don't got no moves.
So it's just like you guard him 1-on-1. If he backs you all the way under the paint, we'll have help for you. But he ain't got no moves. So it's just like, would KD, would he score on KD? Sure. But wouldn't be like.
But here's the thing.
KD
the fact
scoring,
that he's
it would
hunting,
be pretty.
But the fact that he's hunting Curry shows he has no moves. It's smart, but it shows you don't have the confidence to just go at anybody.
Right. But he was hunting Steph to pass it.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You're 6'8", 260.
He's a tactician. He's not a he's a tactician.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. I think the fact that he is such a methodical thinker is a part of his appeal, but a part of why I don't look at him as the GOAT. Because a part of you has to just you take what the defense gives you, of course, but a part of basketball is taking what you want, getting what you need whenever you need it. And that's alpha mentality. That's Mamba mentality. That's Kobe. That's Jordan. That's KD. There's a
Right.
lot of guys who have that. That does not appear to be LeBron, at least consistently.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta just throw the thinking out the window and just like and let
I
your
see you
will
right now. The LeBron's greatest alpha moment that I can recall is they were playing in the playoffs against the Celtics, and he just went just beast mode.
hammer time.
I think it was like either a closeout game or a potential closeout game.
Yep,
And
I
he was
think,
like,
yeah.
it was that first.
I think.
It was that first year of the big three, and everybody got shook. They were like, "Oh shit, we still can't beat them." And he went, "Okay, fuck this, watch me." And I was like, "Shit, it's a passing of because you knew when they were going back home, it was over. You knew it was over. They weren't going to lose that game 7. But that game, it was like, damn, these old ass Celtics still got it. He was like, nope. Single-handedly destroyed. They ended their run. They had one more in them probably. He was like, not today. That to me was when I was just like, okay. That moment when he was like, give me the ball, not you Wade, not you Bosh, all you other bums just set screens and get out the way. When he did that, I was like, okay. But those moments aren't consistent for him. They just not. They not.
Yeah, but let's not pretend like every Kobe Jordan moment where they did try to take that shot ended well either. Like there's different ways to accomplish the same goal.
No, there's different ways to accomplish the same goal, but you shouldn't be scared of the shot or scared of the moment.
They all won more than they lost.
I'll keep going back to that.
There's different ways to accomplish the same goal.
Yeah, there's multiple ways you can lose a game.
Yeah.
So,
LeBron has found more ways to lose than win. That's
Danny Green is a shooter.
I mean, Danny Green gives and he takes away.
Listen,
So
it's Danny Green.
He also gave them a
I'm not
championship.
putting
So I mean,
Yeah,
Danny Green ended a couple careers.
Listen, y'all remember the one game where he passed to Kyle Korver in the corner?
yeah.
Kyle Korver hit that shot. He's seen him hit that shot every day in practice.
Listen, Draymond had 5 fouls.
Go
He
on.
had the whole lane, and it's either Draymond's going to foul you and he's out the game, or he's going to let you score, or you get both.
Or both. Knowing Draymond is going to be a ticky-tack foul and one. Knowing Draymond it's going to be both.
Right. But you decide to kick it out to Kyle Korver? Korver? Like, come on, man.
He hit that shot every day in practice.
But that's
It
practice.
ain't practice.
Korver, again, great shooter, but he's one of those guys that great shooters who don't have that in them become ghosts in the playoffs. Every year you see it. Well, he shoots 57% all year. And then they come down to that pressure, and that pressure bust pipes. He'd be like, yep, break. Now, everybody, that's why your favorite, Ray Allen, is special. Because now everybody can hit that shot when you need it to be hit the most. That's a fact. That's why Ray Allen is unique and Kyle Korver is fucking Kyle Korver.
Look, I'm trying to talk about LeBron.
All right, cool. It ain't my favorite subject. I'm just saying.
Trying to talk about LeBron.
I was thinking of my man,
yeah.
Dr. J. I do think last part in this, we gotta stop letting the old heads catch the brunt of people being like, y'all just don't like him because y'all old. We gotta cut that shit out. I'm tired.
Yeah, they have legit reasons. Like, people guys stop thinking like that.
I just think when you a Hall of Famer, especially you a Hall of Famer and you a champion, say what the fuck you want to say about basketball. You gave your life to this shit. You can say whatever you want. If Dr. J want to say,
and for them, they really gave because they played for way less money.
way less money. They need that analyst job. Shaq don't need that job. Give it to Dr. J. He need the money. Like, he ain't get paid what y'all get paid.
They played with way more passion.
I mean, I'm just saying, them
They
old
was
heads can
smoking cigarettes and
Listen,
dropping a six pack before the game.
You're not getting paid like these dudes getting paid, so you actually had to love the game more.
And that's probably why you don't see many of them do the shit that LeBron did. Like, they couldn't move around and get. Can you imagine in like the 60s, 70s?
Rec league ball.
Nah, man, that ain't fair. Can
Bill
you imagine?
I mean, they were flying commercial.
Right. You hop on a JetBlue flight to be next to you. What's up, man? Yeah, I'm starting center for the Celtics. What's up?
With the Knicks.
like they're not even sitting together. They mix up. They even got blocks of seats. You just
He's like, how you doing, man? I'm Julius Irving.
You just sitting next to people. Hey, what's up, man? Man got the middle seat. Yo,
Right.
come on, man. They got
So
treated
you
like
might give me-
shit. And you want them to be on some player empowerment shit? They haven't had a
Right.
job.
Right. You might give me that aisle seat and you stretch my legs out.
Yo, who is it? Wes Unseld, Hall of Famer from the Bullets. He said, literally, he was first round pick, right? Wes Unseld walked in. They were like, essentially, he said that the GM or whatever said, well, you know what? You know, get your shit together or you'll be gone. And he was just like, well, I just feared to have a job. Could you imagine Zion walking in and getting told, you better be honest, you better be good, or I'll cut your ass? Could you imagine him being told? No, he walked into praise and millions of dollars in an endorsement with Nike. Off rip. He walked into that. Wes Unseld walked into a city that was still segregated, Jim Crow and shit, and then told, you hacked up, I'm gonna cut your ass, boy. Like, that's what he got treated like. I'm just saying, you are like, well, they didn't have the ability. Yeah, they couldn't move around like LeBron could. So I'm happy LeBron showed them the way, but goddamn, these folks is hurt.
He walked in the way they was getting paid. They walked into a regular job.
Like, walk up, like, listen, we
Right.
expect you to be here this time to this time. If you're not, we gonna dock your goddamn pay. You imagine that shit? Kyrie just said a month ago he ain't want to play basketball. He didn't show up.
Plane ain't gonna wait for you. I mean, how many dudes see probably running in the airport to catch the flight?
6'8" dude running through, you know everything was smaller. He running in this shit. Like, he's trying to get to the plane. He probably can't even fit in the goddamn tunnel. He walking outside up the stairs, a little ladder. I'm just saying, man, leave the old players can say what they want. Leave them alone. They get to say what they want. They don't like LeBron. They like LeBron. That's just what it is.
Some of them can. Some of them is crazy.
Yeah, some go a little overboard, but you know.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Because Dr. J, I saw Dr. J, like, you know, we get off it, but you know, Dr. J also didn't have Michael Jordan on his all first team NBA. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying
you gotta
everything is great.
stop listening to John Sally.
yeah, John Salley's a little nuts.
He is a little
Sally.
nuts.
Like, you be wanting to agree with just some of John Sally takes, then it's like he'll take it to another place. It's just like, yeah.